so we had some people actually submit some questions on our questions at ChuckyCon page. So we're going to go ahead and start off with this first one, which is actually done by Matt Goldstein, ironically. First of all, that's the form of irony.
Before we launch my questions, can I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you all for coming to ChuckyCon and being fans of Chuck E. Cheese. 2019 ChuckyCon.
There we go.
So I just want to say thank you so much for asking me to be here. Like, I'm flattered that I even get to be a part of something like this. It's awesome to see that there are fans of Chuck E. Cheese like me. I would have been so excited if there had been something like this to come to when I was a kid, because when this is sort of like the dream job scenario for me, because when I was a kid, I literally was a huge fan of Showbiz and Chuck E. Cheese. I went to Showbiz Pizza, was a huge fan of the Rockfire Explosion, and then one day I went in and they were gone and turned into Chuck E. Cheese, and my jaw had just hit the floor, and I honestly did not like it at first. Like, I was angry with Chuck E. Cheese for taking away the Rockfire Explosion. But over the years, I sort of warmed up to it, and then became a fan of those characters as well. And so, yeah, I'm so happy to be where I am right now, and I feel so flattered that there are people that love it too and care about what I have to say. So, yeah. Thank you guys.
Today's questions are currently brought to you by my phone in here.
I mean, they're all on the phone.
Yeah, because I was having trouble pulling up the mic. Alright, so here we go. So again, the first question. So what we'll do is we'll start with some of these questions and kind of maybe we'll let you guys even ask some questions too. So Matt Goldstein asks, how did you get involved with directing videos for the shows we have at Chuck E. Cheese?
You got the long version or the short version? Okay. We got a lot of questions to get to, so I'll try to do a medium version. So, like I said, yes, I was a huge fan of Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid. When I turned 16, I got a job at my local Chuck E. Cheese, which was the Fielder location, which I don't know if you guys are going on.
I've been there.
Arlington Fielder, yeah.
Store 416.
It's still there. Yes,
Yeah.
Store 416.
The oldest store in Texas.
Is it?
It's one of the oldest stores.
I'm going to take your word for it.
It's the oldest store in the DFW area. It opened in the 80s.
So yeah, I got a job there in high school, and I did everything from birthday parties to game rooms to kitchen to cashier, and I loved it. And waking up Chucky, that was the best part of it. I had a lot of fun, and from there I moved to another location in North Richland Hills. Which is also, I don't know if you guys are going to
I think we're going there tomorrow, aren't we?
Just a quick reminder, make sure you don't listen to the program, because that was actually a typo on my part. We are meeting at North Richland Hills.
Okay, North Richland Hills tomorrow.
I accidentally put traveling to the event.
Way to go, Jacob! I heard we were supposed to blame you. I heard we were supposed to blame you for everything. Okay, and then from there, the North Richland Hills location, they started hiring. I was going to college for radio, TV, film. Because I knew I wanted to do something in entertainment. Of course I wanted to work in the entertainment department at Chuck E. Cheese, but I didn't know how realistic that was. And they had just opened up the birthday call center at the support center, and they were recruiting people from local Chuck E. Cheeses because they wanted people who knew about Chuck E. Cheese to help with birthday parties. So I went up there and I said, I hear you guys are hiring for the call center. This was just the corporate office. And they said, yes, we are. Would you like an application? And I was like, yes. And actually, I would like an application for the entertainment department too. So in case, just in case they're hiring and need someone, I'm here and I could do it. Of course, I had no experience in the media entertainment stuff at all. Yeah, but anyway, I put in 2 applications. One to the entertainment department, which they weren't hiring anybody for, and then one to the call center. And interviewed at the call center, got hired on, did that for a while. The entertainment department was in the same building, so on my breaks and things, I would just go down and talk to all the guys that worked there, and said it was Jeremy Blado and Robert Gotcha, Brian Hagan, and Brent Gray at the time.
What was I say? Sounds familiar.
Yeah. One of them's coming tomorrow.
Just puts another perspective to that square.
Exactly.
Yeah, not
So then I just was expressing interest, saying, hey, I'm available, I'd love to learn about this, I'm going to school for radio, TV, film. I was trying not to be too annoying, but just being the, I've heard, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, so just making them aware that I was enthusiastic and willing to work for free and be an extra pair of hands. And one day I went down and I said, hey, I would love to just come out to a shoot one time when you guys are shooting some videos. And they said, okay, well, we're shooting next week here. You're free to come out and go. And they were shooting puppets. And it was Jeremy and Rob. And Jeremy was doing the mouth and Rob was doing the hands. And when they got done, they said, hey, you want to make $50? I'm like, yeah, sure. They're like, go help those guys paint that wall, green screen. And I'm like, done, okay, awesome. And so then I went and helped them paint the wall, and then from there they started, they knew who I was and I was enthusiastic, and they started hiring me to do various things every time they would do a shoot. I was a groupie, exactly. And a Chuck E. Cheese groupie.
Yeah.
But then they needed some help programming animatronics, and I expressed interest, and they were like, okay, we'll teach you how to do it. And so they taught me how to do it. They hired me to program animatronics on a freelance basis, and so I was doing that. I was helping them out on shoots. 2 guys left the department at the same time, and I was just sort of right place, right time. They offered me a job, and I took it, and I was there for 4 years, I think.
2005.
Yeah, I left I worked there from 2001, end of 2001 to summer of 2005, and decided that I wanted to move to Los Angeles and try to be an actor. Yeah. Didn't work out. I did spend some time working at Disney though, and that was a lot of fun, and I feel like I learned a ton there just about high quality entertainment, and so I took what I learned there and brought it back in 2010. I was doing some freelance work for Chuck E. Dance, to write a couple songs, and then same kind of story. Ryan Hollingsworth was creating a lot of videos. He ended up leaving, and they said, would you be interested in coming back? And I said, I don't think so. I had just started dating a Disney princess. She's now my wife.
This is kind of scary, Matt.
Yeah, you're copying me, Matt. No, great minds think alike.
There we go. Okay.
So then anyway, I came back, and I've been back since 2010, producing videos. So yeah, I don't know if that was long or short.
No, that was perfect.
Long and drawn out, that was good.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Alright, so I got another one. What was one of your favorite songs you produced? One of your favorites.
One of my favorite songs, or a video,
Like song you created.
Like in general.
Yeah. That's kind of a long drawn.
Unicorn song.
Unicorn.
Unicorn, I saw you with Unicorn. You were on the TV.
I do like that one.
Unicorn Matt. Unicorn
I
Matt.
don't know, I guess I get complimented a lot on Out of This World, which I'm really kind of surprised about, because when I wrote it at the time, I didn't think it was that good, but I don't know, I guess it's kind of grown on me.
The fans love that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? Either Wednesday? It was either Wednesday or Thursday. All of us are sitting at a store at lunch and just.
Yep, that happens.
Most of my favorite Chucky songs, though, are ones that I did not write. I work with a really talented guy. His name is Eric Neal, and I'm really surprised that he's not like a superstar just because of how super talented he is. He's a puppeteer, he's a director, he's a songwriter, and I feel like the songs that he writes are like as good as anything that's being produced in Hollywood right now. So,
all right.
Shout out to Eric, who's not here.
Shout out to Eric, no, he's not here. I wish he was.
Maybe.
Okay, here's another good one. Who is your favorite Chuck E. Cheese most regularly named character?
Oh, is it me?
My favorite character out of the core band?
Yeah.
It's a toss-up. It's between Pasquale and... You know what? No, it's Pasquale. Pasquale is my favorite. Yeah.
That's quality for sure.
That's a very good question. That is a very good question.
If you had to pick a favorite show to work on, what would it be? Like, what was your favorite show you've ever worked on?
As far as its memories go?
Yeah, go with that. That's a good version of that.
September 2000. That was probably my favorite and best because yes, it was the first one.
Show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Chuck E. Cheese show.
I love that one. My favorite.
I have a lot of good memories of that one. Just being on set and Ryan Hollingsworth and I just like making each other crack up. I don't know if you guys know who that is. Ryan Hollingsworth.
Yes.
Okay.
And you all remember what happened last year with September 2000, right?
Yeah! Yeah!
Chucky.
You don't remember that.
Hey, Chucky, you on that?
You did Chucky last year.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And I got a picture of that.
I'd say my second, more in the modern era, is when we did the first full all puppets show. Summer 2000.
Yeah, July 2014.
Okay, yeah. That was really good. I feel like that was sort of the turning point where I really sort of found my voice and the style of stuff that I'm producing now. And I know that some people don't like it, but that's okay.
Do what makes you happy.
Yes.
Do what makes you happy.
We see the walk-around characters making a return to Chuck E. Cheese store shows in the future.
Never say never. Okay. I will say.
The voices from beyond
Are
are
there
saying
angry bunnies?
Magic voice.
yes, there are magic bunnies in the
So, for sure in our dance live show videos, and I will say that we are doing a new Chucktober live show with.
Is it going to be all new?
All characters are likely
Is it going to be all new?
It is original. It is not the Moans.
Good thing it's not.
They will not bring back the Moans. Well, I'm sure there's a bootleg copy you can enjoy.
Confirm or deny I have that, okay? We're gonna go on. Alright, let's see.
Moving on.
Okay, this is actually a programming question. What was the hardest song or skit that you ever had to program on any of the stages? When you were the programmer? Like, was there just one that just like made you?
None of them really stand out as hard. I haven't been programming in a while. Maybe, okay, what was Born to Be Wild? What was that show?
That was September 04.
Everyone knows that kind of song.
Okay, and maybe that wasn't right. There was one when I was living in California and I was back home at Christmas time, and Michael Hill asked me if I would help out and help him program the show. And I remember I was only here for like a week, and I really needed the money because I wasn't making money acting at Disneyland. So I took the job, and I literally was just like programming all night, overnight. Like it was, I got done with Christmas celebration with my family, and then I drove to the office and like programmed all night long. And so, yeah. I'm trying to remember, I don't remember what, I thought Born to Be Wild was on that show, but 2004.
2004.
September 2004 is when that was.
Yeah, September 2004. That's right.
2006 or 7, I think.
So while he's finding the question, would you say you have a least favorite show that you've worked on?
Yes.
Here we go.
I mean, you don't have to answer.
No. The least favorite show that I've done, like, just getting, like, I finished the show and I'm like, this is not very good, was, Chasing Me a Truck. What show was that?
Chasing Me a Truck.
Winter 2015. Yeah, that show I remember working really, really hard on, and then just being really disappointed when it was complete. It just didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to.
I really like Chasing Me a Truck.
Do you remember the
It's a really nice song.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Because I think it should come back reprogrammed.
I remember
All new
first time
programming,
I went to
not
Chuck E.
what it was
Cheese.
before.
I went to Chuck E. Cheese like every week when I was a kid. My dad, it was before the days of Kid Check, and so my dad would take me up there and then like drop me off. Yeah. I mean, he would go with me. He would go with me a lot of the times too, but he didn't want to go as often as I did. So I was just like, just drop me out. I'll be fine. I was. It was the 80s. Things were stupid back then, right?
Yeah.
We all love things in the 80s, man. Alright, so I think we're going to try to see if we can take questions from the audience, okay?
Alright.
Now, here's the thing. Hold on. Before we do that, before you guys ask your questions out, do not shout your questions out. I will point at you, and I'll point at you, and you ask your question, okay? Alright.
I'll say something too. I love going to Comic Cons and stuff, and I always have questions. I want to ask like the celebrities there. If you're too embarrassed to like ask questions in front of people, like you can ask me a question later, and I'd love to answer it too. But those of you who aren't shy, ask me some questions.
Alright, Emma had her hand up first, so go ahead.
Alright, so are there any plans to bring back old characters like vintage characters as puppets?
Like the King or Artie Antlers or Dolly Dimples. Man, it is something that we talk about all the time, but we have yet to come up with an idea that we like enough to hit the ground running with it. So.
Well, you guys have pretty much done it as almost everything else already except the puppets.
Yeah, because I'll put it on the racing game too, the Harley
Yeah, that's right. I saw that. I'm glad.
Oh yeah.
That was all me, by the way. I'm going to take credit
What was
for
it?
that.
The class.
In the racing game, the Chuck E. Cheese
No, I'm
racing
saying,
game. Yeah, the boy
Who's going?
I look for opportunities to give little nods to the past and the rich history of the Chuck E. Cheese. So maybe. Don't count it out.
Okay, let's see.
Look, no, I got my phone down.
I have a question.
All right.
What's your favorite decade made of Chuck E. Cheese's?
The question is, what's my favorite decade of Chuck E. Cheese's?
Like 80s, 90s, or 2000, or 2010?
I'm going to say early 90s. So,
Mine too.
Mine too.
And everything that has to do with the 1990s.
early 90s with Scott Wilson, Chuck E. Cheese, and one of the first shows I remember watching, it was not Concept Unification, but one of the ones shortly after that, where it was, whoops, wow, who, me? Nothing. My sleeve, see? Yeah. That one. I took a cassette player and put it in front of the speaker and recorded that show, and I remember listening to it over and over again when I got home.
Well, aren't you smart?
That's what my mom did. She put it on VHS. So.
Yeah, VHS.
Oh,
I would always ask my dad because we had a family video camera, and he would take it to Chuck E. Cheese because he would film his kids playing. I'm like, film the show, Dad, go film the show. And then I'd go in there and watch him, and he'd film the show, and then he'd move the camera to me, and I'm like, no, Dad, film the show.
What are you talking about? The show. Yep, you're right. All right. Anybody got a question? All right.
That's a Tanner.
No, wait. That Tanner. There's two Tanners right there.
Yeah.
Which one?
Go ahead. You.
All 8. If you could choose between Just for Kids Show and Chuck E. Rock and Rhyme, what would you choose for the best? Everyone says Just for Kids Show is too long, but Rock and Rhyme is shorter. What do you
What were
think?
some of the songs in Just for Kids Show?
Like, More We Put Together, There's Chucky.
Rock and Rhyme.
Yeah.
Humpty Dumpty's on the wall, it's been up there all day. Yeah.
All right. Matt had a question?
Okay, so my question is, I noticed that like like the summer 2014 show, like Chris Hell was voicing Munch, like way before John Bowen. In the beginning, you can hear John Bowen be like, "Attention, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's showtime here at Chuck E. I got what is like was that like the beginning of that was that like pre-recorded, like in like a previous show, or was that new dialogue from John?
So, I gotta think about how I'm gonna address this.
because I've been wondering about that.
It was pre-recorded, yeah. So it was an old John Bowen line, and then when we changed the voice of Mr. Munch, we did, yes. I didn't want it to be Munch just showed up and like his voice was different. I
wish y'all had done that with Helen.
Yeah, well.
I know what
Hindsight 2020, right? But anyway, it was pretty recorded. I want to say John Bowen was a great voice of Munch, though. We didn't change voices because of anything that he was doing wrong. It was actually a very difficult decision. But having said that, I love the Munch we have now. That's it. I think he does a great job.
Who's got a question? Jeffrey.
Yes. So when did you think of doing like all the puppet stuff? Like, was that like a thing that had to be planned?
Everybody hear his question?
So he was asking when you decided to start doing everything as puppets. Like.
Yes. The way that decision was made, and it wasn't just me. I think I want to clear this up too. Like, I don't just get to make decisions and do them. Everything that I do at Chuck E. Cheese has to be approved by multiple people. I have bosses that either say, yeah, you can do that, or no, do this. And a lot of times, I don't like it. They tell me that I have to do, but I have to do it in order to keep my job. So, but the puppet thing, yes, I was on board for that, and I am a huge Jim Henson, Muppets, Sesame Street fan, and so after working at Disneyland and performing in a puppet show there, I really sort of learned a lot, and I felt like that the costume characters, the faces, like they're fun and they're cool, and in a certain application, I feel like live interaction, costume characters are perfect. But for video, I was just like, what if we did, puppets, and we reinvented the puppets, and their mouths like were moving. I've been trying to see if we can get a costume character where the mouth moves. But,
Back in the 90s, there was
everything.
tried that, it was a failure.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It was a failure. Those things. The reason that the problem that we keep having is they're just really expensive. And if we ever do one, it probably won't be a thing where they go out to all of our locations. It'll be just for like special events and maybe video. But I'm still trying to get that going. But yes, did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a serious one. How much Coca-Cola did you get on set of drinking a Coca-Cola?
No idea.
That's a really good question.
I just showed up and they were all there, so I don't know. That was back when a time though when Chuck E. Cheese had a partnership with Coca-Cola. They served Coke.
And you were salsa dancing on set.
You're right. And you'll notice I'm not in that video very much because I am not a salsa dancer.
You're not?
No.
I thought you were though.
No.
Oh.
Somebody was lying to you.
It was a sample.
So I did try to go salsa dancing with this other girl that I met at Disneyland before I met my wife, and needless to say, it didn't work out. Probably for good reason.
Okay, who else has that question? Alright.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I don't remember the Chuck E. Cheese news. I've seen those on YouTube like a lot. Would we bring those back to Chuck E. Cheese's starting the next show?
If something important's happening somewhere, it's news to me. Will they come back for the next show? No. Will they come back in the future? Maybe.
Never say never.
Yeah, if you got a good idea, maybe do it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Alright. See. Alright, go ahead.
Hello.
I do like the puppets. I really do. I think they're really neat, and they remind me of this classic Studio C, stuff from when I was a kid. But do you think? So, was there a reason why the bots are programming some of the skits?
The bots are not programming some of the skits?
Yeah.
I think he's talking about the Bright Side of Helen Henny skits, all of those skits that are just like part of the intermissions and stuff, like why they aren't programmed for that.
Because every skit that we program, I have to pay Donovan to do. And so we have a fixed budget of what I can pay him, and that's the short answer. I'm going to blame it on Donovan's rate. He needs to
Blame Donovan, there you go. Wow.
No, that's something that we've actually talked about in the past before, and a lot of times it really just kind of comes down to time.
That's fine.
Alright. Emma?
So, you said your favorite character from the core team is Pasquale, but do you have a favorite character overall? Is it still Pasquale or is it someone else?
No pressure.
Would you really like good old Hard Henry?
So, Lane had a question.
Now this is coming from a Nintendo fan's point of view, but was the Mario Brothers a big inspiration for designing the Pasquale walk around or puppets?
No, not at all. Yeah. No, so in designing the new Pasquale walk around and his whole new look, I had nothing to do with it. It was all the agency that we were working with at the time. I think it turned out okay though. I mean, when you make an Italian guy with a mustache, he's gonna look like Mario kind of. Everybody's gonna draw that kind of comparison and conclusion, but I think it turned out okay. That's just me though. You don't have to like it.
Alright, hold on. David's got a question.
How much of that stuff do you outsource, to make the design of the puppets?
So the puppets, yes, those are, I outsource a lot to answer your question. The puppets are designed by a really talented puppeteer and builder named Andy Hayward, and I met him while working at Disneyland. He was a puppeteer with me there, and he spent some time building puppets, I believe, for the Sesame Workshop, and was actually a day player on Sesame Street, doing minor characters for different scenes for a while. Now he's up in Canada, and I fly him down every time we do a shoot just because he's so talented. And he makes me and our other puppeteers better performers because we see how good he is. And oh man, he's showing me up. I gotta do better. So, but yeah, was that your question?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Well, I got one in the back. Stacy.
Do
you guys ever plan on going back to doing covers or licensed songs?
Covers and licensed songs. I get this question quite a bit. Again, never say never, but I don't think so just because of the cost. It costs a lot of money to license a song for, the way that we were doing it before was just like for 3 months for a show. The short answer is it's just really expensive to do, and we want to have our Chucky songs be available out there for people to enjoy for years to come, with no worries about time restrictions and things like that. So we're trying to create our own like original thing for it to live forever. And I don't know if I should say this right, because it's not a done deal. We're working on trying to get songs on Spotify and iTunes. It's not official yet, so.
Okay, Brandon's got a question.
Hey, it's my turn now. Yay!
Okay, never mind. Next question.
No!
Alright, go ahead.
So, you were talking about how Hank would have to be your favorite, you know, kind of minor side character. Hey, buddy. Don't have to move. So what would be the chances that maybe Hank would return, or like Nigel, or, you know, because right now, obviously...
Nigel the Sasquatch?
Yeah. Nigel the Sasquatch!
Brandon? Where have you been, boy? It's fine, no worries. Yeah. Hard Hat Hank is probably not going to return.
Those are good. Okay, what about Betty?
Betty is probably not going to return. Do you guys want to know why? Okay.
Because I said.
Time out. So here's the thing. Because I just have this odd hunch that you're about to tell me, because everyone can find them things, right? Why don't you just have custom one thing?
Well, that's a very good question. We talked about that. There has been, the direction sort of has been to put as much focus as possible on the core characters. Now, we have sort of been trying to sprinkle in some side characters with Bella and Ronnie and Nigel, yes. So, maybe, but at the same time, it sort of just plays into the other, you know, reason why we haven't brought back the other characters. We just feel like that we have to have a good idea. And I feel like that when we got to the final Hard Hat Hank episode that we did, we were like, oh man, I don't have any more ideas for him. I don't know what else we could do that's funny. But that's not to say that maybe we won't in the future.
Well, I mean, you ran from 2012 to 2015. That's pretty good.
You're right, it was a good run. Retiring. Very good. Send him off into the sunset. Get me out of here. Come on, guys. Zoe!
Now he's on display. Alright, we're going to take two more questions.
Okay, we have time for 2 more questions.
Okay, hold on.
Anybody who has not asked a question yet.
Okay, hang on. Alright, so James?
Alright, so this question I've been wanting to know. What do you think Chuck E. Cheese will have its own television show? Ooh!
Oh, the face!
Here we go.
But
okay, I would love that. I would love to have a Chuck E. Cheese television show.
Me too.
I would also love to have a Chuck E. Cheese movie.
We do have a movie.
No, that's not.
in addition to this, I know you're about to answer that, but in addition to his question, would it end up being considered a live action or an animated?
Anything is on the table, I think. I know that the idea has been discussed and talked about. There's no like official plans for it right now. What I will say is we've got tons of great videos on YouTube that we want you to watch.
Now our YouTube channel too.
You just can't watch it on a calculator.
He's already tried.
Yeah,
He's already tried.
I did. It didn't work.
Yeah, watch it on his couch.
All right, Nick, you get the last question. Well, actually, we'll get both of you. So, all right, Nick, go first.
And I'd be happy to answer your questions afterwards too if we don't have to.
Yes.
If there's one character that I would really like to see, and I think it would be really to see her come back, or at least for a cameo. We have Dr. Googleplex, like.
Oh Lord.
Dr. Googleplex, the time traveler.
Yeah.
Did you get a haircut?
So I don't know where the actor is who played that character.
How about a new one?
A new Dr. Googleplex?
That should play it here. Dr. Googleplex.
Googleplex is awesome.
Hey, that is an option, Nick.
It's kind of like Doctor Who, right? Somebody different could play him, you know? A different actor could play him every time.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I went back in time and I came back like this.
I have no plans for Dr. Googleplex, but again, never seen it.
All right, France?
Right, I really enjoyed what you did in 2017 for 40 Years of Fun, and I know you're talking about how much you appreciate the early 90s shows.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of those myself.
Me too.
Would there be any licensing issues with original songs from that time period, like Possibilities, or the one you were mentioning, possibly? Was that possible?
And what about Party Place and Technorific?
Oh, those are good ones too.
That's all I'm taking about Technorific in my head.
So that's sort of a gray area that like I had not really just explored just because I don't know who to ask. I cannot find great records of those songs like from the time, and with the way that like people are so like sue happy these days, like sue you for anything, and you know. I've gotten in trouble for not getting the proper clearance on things in the past. I was lucky enough to keep my job after that, so, but I learned a big lesson of just being really careful about, like, rights.
Probably so you don't want to mess around with it.
Yeah.
Include that loss.
Oh, you were totally in the writing, Mike.
Hey, I have no comment.
Technorific. The future will be fine.
Alright, so with that being said, and on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Nat, thank you for coming out. Thank you guys again. Any of you even care about anything I have to say. So I consider myself a Chucky fan just like all of you, and let's keep Chuck E. Cheese going. I will say, just a shameless plug, the way that Chuck E. Cheese can be guaranteed to have a future is, right now, people internally are looking at our YouTube channel and how many views they get, and yeah, and if any of you are YouTubers, like, create videos of yourself just talking about the content, good or bad. If you don't like it, say, make a review video about, Matt Daniel made this video and it's terrible, I hate it. You know, here are the reasons why. That's the key though. That's the key. Don't just say Matt Daniel sucks. Say Matt Daniel sucks because of X, Y, and Z. Because without giving those reasons, I don't know like how to make things better. But the more of you that make noise and like upload videos like talking about how much you love Chuck E. Cheese, yeah, don't just make supplements. Tell me how good it is too if you want. That's something that people will pay attention to internally at Chuck E. Cheese. And ultimately, if there's a lot of noise being made about Chuck E. Cheese, good or bad, then we can maybe get things like a movie or TV show, because people will say, oh wow, look, this is not just a pizza restaurant thing. These are real characters that people care about, and they want to see content from. So, I mean, obviously, it's safe to say that people care about these characters. Am I right? So that's my shameless plug. We got a whole weekend planned for this stuff with these guys.
Time out. He's gonna say that,
saying y'all gonna be the loudest you ever been, but I'm trying to get y'all hyped this morning. Y'all don't do nothing.
Okay. Thank you again for coming out. With that being said, the next live show will be starting in about roughly 10 minutes, including the countdown. So get ready, guys.